power and they want someone else's money, or vice versa, because they lose sense of. I mean, I don't know what Christmas really. It's not really a big part of it. It's just it's funny that before certain holidays, people get like this because of insecurities or things are envious of something or someone.
So, like, you think that if people are buying gifts, when they spend a lot of money, they get like that?
I think that people will spend a lot of money on a gift for someone because of a power issue, because they want control. And some people lose sight of what the meaning of really things are for. You know, it's just the thought of a gift is just good enough rather than getting an actual, severe present that is worth such a thing, I just don't really follow why this world is really, it's all about power, really. The respect is gone. It's all about money
But
and what you have,
but
what you can do with it. And then they turn things in the holidays to give them excuses to show off.
Okay, so you think that some people buy gifts just to, I guess, look good?
Control.
Like, look
They
good?
get control so they can take it back.
Oh, okay, that I can definitely understand what you're saying. Okay, for example, like, if someone gives you a gift and then they're Indian givers?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay, and then they want it back?
You have a little, huh?
And then they want it back?
Uh-huh.
Oh,
I mean, you're talking about grown folk now, too. I'm not talking about kids. You know, we don't have to stereotype kids, teenagers, young adults, adults, elderly. I mean, they all can act the same. Elderly actually act like kids, but think that they can have the excuse of saying, respect your elders, right?
Right.
And then they do things like the Indian givers, and then they tell you they do things out of the goodness of their heart because they love you, and they want to do it because they care about you, and they wouldn't do it if they didn't have to. But then, let's say a year later, they want to take it back because they say that was mine, and I bought it with my hard-working money. Well, then why did you give it as a gift and try to make that person trust you? I think it's because of power and control.
Oh, I agree.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, a gift is a gift, so it should be given as such and not asked back in return.
Of course not.
So if they want it back, then yeah, they should not give the gift at all then. Even if it was Christmas or not. Really.
Oh, this could be any holiday.
Yeah.
But, this is just, like I said, all events. Like birthdays, an anniversary or something. I mean, regardless of what the event is, it's just some people need to learn power does not equal money, control does not equal love. You can't buy love with money. You can't buy power with money. You either have it or you don't. Power is another conversation. That's
Well, the thing is that some people really believe that if they give you something, then they can hold it over your head in a way to use it later, kind of like basically like a trade for them. If, for example, if somebody buys you a phone, and you need the phone, so obviously it's something that you're going to be using all the time, and they give you the phone as a gift, and then you're the one making the payments though for the monthly fees or whatever, dues, whatever the case may be. Yet they still consider it to be their phone because they bought it for you. I don't think that's realistic. However, that's what people do. And then they control you by taking it back. It's because they don't have no other way to control you. So that's the one thing. Anything that they do for you is kind of like a control mechanism where they can say, okay, now I take it back, now I give it back, or not. Or break it or whatever they want to do to it.
Or turn it off and not pay the bill.
Well, yeah, and if they're making the bill payment, yeah. If you're paying for it, they still would do it.
It defeats the whole purpose of trust, because it's very hard to trust here, nowadays in this 21st century. And then on top of that, it's like all these people that they're so assuring and so convincing, like, you can trust me. I'm not like anybody else. So then when there are trustworthy people, not to really, say, but as myself, I don't trust nobody, but people like that, it's like if they have to convince you.
Yeah. If they're trying to convince you, that's a red flag right there.
You know what I'm saying? It's like giving a kid candy. Like, it's really funny. But, it all goes hand in hand with the control and power and just happy holidays.
That's funny. But yeah, that's a red flag right there. I mean, there's so many red flags when you meet people, I mean, as far as like dating or taking gifts, I guess, for that matter, I mean, we all have issues. We all have our own problems and our own little perks and quirks. I mean, we're human, so it's natural. However, I think some people just abuse certain things, and they don't really know how to treat people right, so. And that's my opinion on it. And I don't know. I don't think it's right to give anybody a gift and take it back. And I've had that happen to me numerous times, But it's kind of like you don't learn. Or although you should say, well, you know what, then I don't want the gift, because they're only going to take it back anyway. But at the same time, when they're giving you the gift, it's like, all right, well, I might as well take it. It's a gift. But
well, no, I mean, it's just happened a few times. I personally just don't rather take things from people. That's why I try to work hard, and I buy myself nice things. It's just because you know that you did it. Nobody could take that from you, and you did it all yourself.
Right.
And that's a comforting thing for someone. But if somebody else is giving you a gift and that person is constantly taking it back, then you really just don't want them to get you anything. You rather just say, regardless of a holiday or whatever, just do me a favor and, thank you, but no thank you. As simple as that. They may now take it to another level of getting offensive. And then, holding other things over your head for that matter, because they're offended that you even, stood up for calling their bluff, basically. Yeah. And then you still look like the idiot, but you can walk away at least with your pride because you didn't have to take somebody so-called money and turn it into a gift just so you could basically borrow. You're borrowing.
Right.
That's what it is.
Or they're buying you.
Yeah. And you can't buy someone.
Well, you can buy someone to a certain extent.
If you're a smart person, you can.
Well, some people have a way, I guess, of doing it in a certain way. I don't really think you can, but that's because I'm not for sale. However, if the person is for sale, then they are, they're an asset to be purchased.
Well, if a person is constantly buying people, I really would look into, they possibly might be needing to find themselves, regardless of what they've experienced or how long they've lived and what they think they feel is right or wrong, because they can't judge half the things they've judged because they've never lived through those experiences.